I'm gonna try to keep this stream under 20 minutes, because I got a lot of stuff to do. I got to do my year in review stuff and just talk about, 2022. You know, um, as far as 2023 goes, I don't have expectations. I wing everything. But so here you have it. Basically, the mother of Tank's child, um, his daughter, she comes clean and admit that Tank didn't harm her. He didn't put his hands on her after there was a witness who said, hey, that wasn't what happened. Now, the real question is, what happens now? Now, I want to talk about other media outlets, people that wrote articles condemning Tank Davis, basically convicting him before he even had his day in court, real court, actual court, who was talking about they need to pull the plug on the fight and all that kind of stuff. So I wonder if, TMZ and Chris Mannix that was talking about they should pull the plug from on this fight, are they going to write a retraction story, or at least go on social media and say, hey, we apologize to Tank Davis. We were wrong. Probably not, because, whenever the black man is proven to be innocent, even though he's proven to be innocent, when he was innocent all along, he's still guilty. Oh, he did something. Oh, he did this. He did that. So, like I said before, Tank's name for the past, 2.5 days got dragged through the mud. You had heard about people making videos calling him a woman beater and all this kind of stuff and saying he should be in jail and all this crap. Titling their videos, Tank's a woman beater, or Tank does it again. So are you guys going to write retraction stories? Are you guys going to do retraction videos? The way I look at this situation, this could have ended very bad for Tank Davis. Luckily, they had some law enforcement, and kudos to them, that handled the situation correctly. And it's a good thing Tank just cooperated and just went to wherever he was. He got out on he pretty much got out on $100 bail. I would have paid that for Tank, 10% of $1,000. And like I said, TMZ put out an article basically saying that Tank did this, he did that, and Tank need to come after these people. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Now that everything is over, I knew a day in advance that Tank was going to be exonerated from these false accusations. So I knew a day in advance. I was sworn into secrecy. So, I just waited. If you a good media member and a good reporter, when people say don't say nothing, this is how you build up trust. So I knew, like I said, I knew a day in advance that this was going to happen, that she wasn't telling the truth. And, I know some more stuff pertaining to this, but, once again, I can't say I've been sworn into secrecy. So, I'll promise not to tell. But, this is what you got to do. This is what you call good journalism. This is what you call. Now, I'm going to have to speak on something else later on. I'm going to speak on something later on. And I'll just close the chapter on that book until some other stuff happens. But nevertheless, this is why you don't jump to conclusions. This is why I told everybody to wait, to hold on, be cool. Let's wait till the facts come out. Let's wait till we get more information. Let's not slander Tank's name. So I want to say to all these feminists, misandrists that was going to come out in droves trying to call themselves protesting Tank's fight, let's see what happens now. I said from the gate that I believed that there might be something more to this than meets the eye, because you heard about some ambulance chasing lawyer that basically said they can probably get 300,000 out of Tank and $50,000 to press charges against him, because if you listen to the 911 call, the girl didn't even want to kind of say where she was at, and Tank did the right thing by recording everything, you know letting people see, as we call now, the receipts. And the thing is, Tank could actually file charges against her. But, he has a child with her, because, at the end of the day, there's no accountability for women. You're going to have people putting pressure on Tank to just move on from this. If I'm Tank have to ask himself, and I can't give Tank relationship advice. I'm not going to tell the man what to do with his life and how to run his relationships. But if it was me, that woman would not be with me anymore, because at the end of the day, you called the boys. And like I said, you could have got me deleted. My name for, a 48-hour period was ran through the mud. Ran through the mud. My name was slandered. People attacked me, called me all kind of names, and you did it. You caused it. So you have to ask yourself, do you want to be with a person that basically tried to ruin your reputation, that pretty much admitted that they lied on you and could have caused you to be harmed? You got to ask yourself if that's productive. Can we have real conversations about these type of things? I'm not staying with nobody and being with somebody that lied on me. That could have cost me my freedom. That could have cost me everything that I worked so hard for. That could have possibly cost me my life. I'm not staying with nobody like that. Why should I? At the end of the day, Tank isn't even 30 years old yet. At the end of the day, you can love somebody, you can care about somebody, but that don't mean that they're good for you. And once again, you have to ask yourself, if somebody's willing to go through the extreme like that, when you're having a disagreement and things don't go your way, you really have to ask yourself if they're worth the trouble, if they're worth the effort. There's some things that you can't you can't move past from. And this would be one of them. And then, not to mention the other questionable things she did, smearing feces and putting it on a toothbrush and putting it on on a mirror and all that kind of stuff, and damaging the residence where you were staying at. And to be honest with you, she shouldn't have even been there in the first place, because Tank got a fight coming up. He has a fight coming up, a week from Saturday. This could have been a major distraction. Well, that's what I'm saying. This is why, Tank is just going to have to decide on his own what's best for him. But me, I would be like, I can't do it. I can't keep you. Can't keep you around. Because like I said before, I'm really thinking of what the worst case scenario could have been. They could have came over there. They could have beat Tank up real bad. They could have slung him on the ground and messed up. It caused the injury and caused Tank not to be able to compete next week. They could have did a lot of things. They could have came there being aggressive and they could have just, deleted him. Because when you a black man, it is a distinct possibility when you encounter law enforcement, depending on what kind you dealing with and what is the mood of the officer, there is a distinct possibility that if you make one wrong move or if he in a bad mood, things could go left really quick. And whether people want to pretend that this doesn't exist, it exists, and people need to stop playing these games. I'm not saying that all the police are like that, but I'm saying, what if Tank would have encountered that one? And like I said before, kudos to the police department that handled this incident, the professionalism, because you got to give them credit. They just escorted Tank, and wherever he had to go, and he was released pretty much, overnight. And kudos for Tank for not putting up a struggle. Just just not saying that, and just like, I'm gonna go, so everybody played their position, so props to everybody involved. But as far as that woman go, Tank, he need to really just, look at what happened to him, and he really need to evaluate this and ask himself, if this the best thing for me. At the end of the day, you could be a father. You could be a father and you can be involved in your children's life without having to be, with the mother. As long as you're an active father and you're there, and you show your children that you care and you love them, things will be fine. Like I said, I split up with my son's mother when he was like maybe barely 2 years old. Worked out fine. So that's all I have to say. I'm not staying with nobody that could have caused me to be deleted. I'm not staying with nobody that caused my name for 48 hours to be slandered and dragged through the mud. That's just me. But at the end of the day, the decision has to be made by Tank. But anyway, thanks for listening, though. I'm out.